Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is lead meteorologist John Choquette here. As you probably saw in the title, we have a storm moving into Tarrant County right now. That is where Fort Worth is located. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning issued literally as our little intro video was playing. So let's see, the warning is for apparently ping pong ball size hail and includes Arlington, Fort Worth, North Richland Hills. It probably also includes Keller and other locations as well. 1.6 million people potentially impacted. Any other details within the warning there, Justin?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
So this storm has had a history of dropping up to tennis ball size hail that we can confirm with storm reports. Mineral Wells in the Weatherford area got impacted. It's now moving into the core of the metroplex here. So this is potentially a very impactful storm. Put comments and questions in the comments section. They'll pop up on screen. We're live on TikTok as well. And if you put questions in TikTok, Justin will make sure to say something and I'll try to answer them to the best of my knowledge as we are moving through with everything. So anything particularly of note within the warning text?
Not particularly.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just moving east at 40.
Moving east at 40. Okay, so let's clear this out. Let's just take a look at the storm here. We had a chance to look at it too much in a minute here. So let's zoom on in where this storm is located. Let's let everybody know where it's actually impacting right now. Hey, careful. Nope. Justin hasn't done producing duties in a second here. We haven't gone live in a little while on the green screen, so it should take a second. Do you remember how to zoom it?
Oh my God, hold on. I got
it. No pressure or anything. So we do, again, there we go. So this storm report came in right as the storm began to move in. So this one was for $0.50 size hail. Let's bring up the correlation coefficient for those of you who haven't seen this before. So this is basically indicating the type of objects that are in the sky, right? So rain, they all going to correlate. Rain drops are going to be generally the same. So the correlation is 100%. That's going to be in the purple color. The greens, yellows, and oranges, that is going to be where your hail is located. And the cooler the colors get, so the closer to blue and green you're going to get, the larger potential for the hail is here. So we are seeing, so to the northwest of 820, so loop 820 here, we have looks to be a fair bit of hail. Let's roll the radar back just a tiny bit here to see as it was back in towards the Weatherford area to give an idea of what we're looking at here. So this is, notice there was quite a bit, notice this was a very intense storm a little while ago with likely up to that tennis ball size hail. As we move further to the east, it looks like this storm may be cycling at the moment here, not a ton of the low CCs at the moment, but it looks like, again, this storm is moving just now into Tarrant County, and that's, again, probably why they have that ping pong ball size warning, because at this exact moment, it's not looking as crazy as it did back by Weatherford. Are you able to query the little twisty tornado thing to give an idea of what we got here for the potential? Dang it, it's just a stupid tornado thing. Whatever, get rid of that. If you're not getting the hail size out of it, I can probably bring it up on my phone as well here with this storm. So just kind of get an idea what we are expecting is if the storm is, we'll see if the storm is going to continue to strengthen or maybe if it's going to weaken a bit as it moves into the metroplex. Again, moving into just north of Fort Worth. I think this is the White Settlement area, if I'm not mistaken, if we zoom in a little bit here, where that hail is falling right now. If we can, yeah, there we go. Lake Worth, the Lake Worth area. So again, we had confirmed up to $0.50 size hail here. Again, we had very large hail. Why is this not warned? It is warned. This is a severe thunderstorm warned, Alan. It is not tornado warned. I don't think the rotation on here is strong enough. It's just a mid-level rotation. We'll see if, yeah, it's just a mid-level rotation here. So this is good for production of hail and less so for tornadic systems. I don't think we're going to see anything tornadic out of this right now, but that hail potential definitely is there. So again, where you're seeing on the reflectivity, so this is just, you know, your normal radar, where you're seeing the colors like the darker reds and the pink color. that is going to be where the majority of that hail is going to be falling in this region here, the area that just got highlighted within this storm. It is looking less healthy than it did a little while ago. So I'm curious. I wonder if we killed the storm or not, but we'll obviously track this as it moves through. So let's zoom it out a bit here, Justin, give a general idea of what is going on in and around the Dallas area. Again, you notice back by Weatherford and Mineral Wells, we've already had a pretty impactful storm. I think this is a new LSR right here. It's clear these ones from Weatherford from a little bit ago.
Yeah, Andrew just posted in the chat and some impressive pictures coming out of the Weatherford area. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what these storm reports were. I believe this one was a 2-inch report, and then these two to the south, I don't know what's on this one. So that's that was a $50 report, or not $50, ping pong ball report, and then a 2-inch report, and then likely, then that other one I think was a 2-inch report as well. Yeah, so 2-inch hail for sure from Weatherford, and you said you had some pictures as well from there?
Yeah, it looks like, in my opinion, I would say approaching baseballs.
Dang, okay, so bigger than 2-inch hail is very likely that impacted the Weatherford area. So now this storm has moved into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and at the moment does not look as nasty as it did a little while ago. We'll see how this thing develops. I wonder if we have any, you got echo tops on there as one of the options on this? I haven't done this in a minute, so I'm just trying to.
I don't see it as an option.
Ah, dang it. Okay, I can just bring it up on my phone really fast, and we can see what because I asked about echo top, so basically the top of the thunderstorm. The thunderstorm starts collapsing. That will indicate that it may be on the weaker end of things, but if it is just kind of maintaining itself, we're also very close to the radar, so it's not helping a ton, but it appears to be basically maintaining itself. So I'm curious if this is going to be a situation where it's just kind of cycling. It's cycled before between Mineral Wells and Weatherford. I'm curious if it's going to be cycling again. And we have, again, a lot of the metroplex to work through. It has been, if I'm not mistaken, pretty cloudy over a large section of the metroplex so far this afternoon. So there may be just not quite as much instability to work with, but either way, we've had a pretty substantial storm back to the west here, and now moving in. It looks like I just saw MPing report just inside here, the 287 area by Sampson Park of quarter-size hail. So we're making at least 1-inch hail. This is the first, the first real storm of the year here across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The day before St. Patrick's Day. I mean, if there's any day for us to do a video wearing green, it'd be St. Patrick's Day, right? Gotta get that 5-star map. So anything, I know Justin's got about 75 screens he's looking at over here. So.
Yeah, I haven't really. I'll scroll through the TikTok comments here in a second. I'm really just looking through photos from the Weatherford area. So Andrew has been posting them in the chat. Some pretty impressive stuff out west. And then I was currently pulling up to see what we could find on the MPings, which yeah. So I'm doing about like 5 different things here right now.
Yeah. So either way, this is the current. So it's 4:01 p.m. Central Daylight Time. If you're watching this live, this is what the radar is showing right here. We have the storm. Where that hail is going to be is generally to the north and west of the northwest section of the 820 loop. So places like Lake Worth and near White Settlement, that's where your hail is going to be. We've had $1 to $50 size hail confirmed there. We're currently just watching, more or less, see is this storm going to re-strengthen as it moves across Tarrant County here, or is it had ended up peaking further off to the west in the Weatherford area. Either way, we have a storm. I know if you have hail trace, it is map is available to be seen right now. If you have a subscription with us, you've been getting those alerts of those large hail alerts across Weatherford, Mineral Wells, probably just saying, hey, we have this storm, it's moving in. We are mapping it live. You're able to go check it out right now. It's already at a 3-star level back by Weatherford and Mineral Wells. Depending on how severe it is and how many folks are impacted, it may even upgrade a little bit as well off to the west. And obviously, if we have something crazy happen here over the next couple counties, that could very easily make this a much more intense storm within here. So again, this is from a little while ago. This was a 1.25 inch hail. I saw an MPING report of 1 inch hail over right around where it says Sampson Park right here. And this warning is for up to 1.5 inch hail, and just kind of seeing how this continues to evolve as we move off to the west or east at about 40 miles per hour. So,
All right.
anything you've gotten away from this, Justin? If not, I'm probably gonna want to start moving around. On
Yeah. I was just catching up with everything. I haven't seen any questions on TikTok. I'll have to scroll back on those. We've gotten an increase in MPING reports on radar scopes, so I'm just checking those out. But a lot of them are from on the northern edge of the storm, below 1 inch.
Oh, like up in here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So typically within a hailstorm, you're going to have your inflow region right up in here, right? And then, so the main area of lift is going to be along that southern edge of the storm. And as that suspends the hail up in the air because of how strong the upward motion is, the hail is able to grow larger because it's going against the force of gravity, right? So the size of hail is going to get up to whatever the ability of the upward motion is going to be. When it gets heavier than that is when it falls out of the sky. Now, because storms are violent, turbulent, and everything, you get hail sometimes just getting lifted up, becomes hail, and then gets launched out the north side of the storm within the downdraft, and it doesn't have as much time to grow and stay suspended, so you get the much smaller hail off to the north. So that's why a lot of times when a storm like this happens, the biggest hail ends up hugging that southernmost section. So yeah, looking at velocity, it looks like we do have probably some pretty intense winds here right along the southwestern flank of the storm. This makes a lot of sense. This is going to be like where that rear flank downdraft. Okay, Azus says hail confirmed in Azle. How large is that hail going to be? If you're the one being impacted by it, feel free to put in the comments how large you're seeing that hail, so we can make sure to get that out to everybody here. So that's where your strongest winds are going to be. You have, again, that makes a lot of sense. You have that wind forcing out, so you got the inflow, and then you have the cool outflow wind racing off to the south and east that way. So that's what we're seeing right here. This is the big storm of concern. Let's zoom it out a bit. Let's kind of get more of a regional look here, Justin. We have a couple other storms, looks like trying to pop up here. So this is not the cold front as far as I'm aware. The cold front is way up to the north still. So these are all just isolated supercells forming. So we have to keep an eye on these little guys here as they are bubbling up and heading towards the metroplex. So again, the best chance for really big hail today across Dallas-Fort Worth is going to be these storms here that are either in Tarrant County now or just off to the west a bit and moving generally towards these counties here. So looking at this, I haven't looked at correlation coefficient in a second. Let's go ahead and check that out. And it looks like, yeah, there's been a real decrease here. So I think it's really just hugging along that southern edge here. So I think the hail is generally going to be probably that pocket change variety right now. So that's going to be your pennies, your dimes, your nickels, quarters, and $half size hail with this here across the north of I-30 across Fort Worth, Saginaw, Azle, Lakeside, now moving towards North Richland Hills. Curious, again, is this storm strengthening? Is this storm just kind of maintaining where it's at? Is it beginning to weaken? I am checking my phone at the same time to get an idea of
just by looking at it on radar scope, it looks like the meso kind of redeveloped to the south. So I'm kind of thinking it might be cycling. If you kind of notice, the meso kind of dropped down towards white settlement.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you can see an increase in velocity down in that area. So it might be cycling if that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. So basically, this storm is potentially, like I was saying, cycling over. So what does that mean? You have the storm, it's dumping out all its hail, and then it redevelops, refines that strength to take a minute to get large and more impactful again and possibly have more hail here. So that's as we are getting much closer towards I-35 west. So again, there's a lot of time for this thing to keep easing off to the east. So let's actually like track it out for us here, Justin. Let's zoom it out a bit and just see, you know, this storm is moving pretty much due east across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Let's track it. It's moving east at 40 miles an hour. Let's just see, you know, where is that going to lead it in the next 45 minutes? So it's going to go, yeah, about 30 miles in 45 minutes. So that means it's 407 right now, 411 River Oaks, 426 North Richland Hills by 431 by Hearst. The northern sections of Arlington, so from I-30 north, very likely that's where it'd be in Arlington, and then Irving by 450, at which point we're going to be getting to Dallas County here by that 5 o'clock hour. So whether or not this storm actually ramps back up again or maintains itself or even weakens more, that is the general timeline we're looking at here. So by the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to be getting close towards the downtown Dallas area. So that's what we're looking at right now. Again, if just jumping on, we have a storm here. It's warned for ping pong ball size hail. I think currently it's making more of that pocket change variety hail from $quarter to $half to even below that, the dimes, nickels, pennies, etc. We've had confirmation of $half size hail. I think we've had some quarter size hail, but the much larger hail has been off to the west right before we went live. That tennis ball size hail, Mineral Wells, and then it sounds like just from photos being seen that that size generally is what we are seeing in the Weatherford area as well. So it's a moment, I'll just take the shout out to, pick a sponsor to throw up there, Justin, and I'll shout them out. C3 Group, for being one of our sponsors here, help make these videos possible here. Okay, any hail expected in the Little Elm, Aubrey area? Right now, I think not. Little Elm, I believe, is up in either Denton or Collin County. This is kind of hovering very close to I-30. So it's just north of I-30. So this is going to pass just north of downtown Fort Worth, and it's staying south of the Tarrant County line. So it's staying south of Keller and south of the International Airport. So if you're north of DFW International, this storm is not going to be impacting you. This is going to be squarely in Tarrant County and Dallas County. So if your hometowns in Collin County, Denton County, Rockwall County, one of those, this storm is not going to be of concern. We do have other storms off to the west starting to form, but there is question, because this thing didn't maintain its strength from before, it doesn't look like, since this is a little weaker, I'm curious if there's a cap in place or something, or we didn't get as much instability because it was a lot cooler and cloudy in Dallas today versus compared to off to the west. Any later storms this evening? Yes, there will be storms later this evening. So after these storms pass up to the north, if you can zoom out far enough, Justin, to look towards Oklahoma, towards the Red River, I can show where that cold front's going to be right now. So we got other storms trying to form up further north here. If we move north, I should have all the radars loaded. So there is your cold front right in here. So it's getting close to that Ardmore area. This is all easing to the south. So this will be your second area of storms. That'll be probably after dark, after about 8 o'clock or so. This will be moving south and east. Hail threat will be significantly less with this. This will be much more of a wind threat and on the eastern portions of the metroplex. So I think if you're in Rockwall County, Dallas County, that's your better chance for the higher winds. East Texas, you guys are going to get quite a bit of activity with the high winds, but the biggest hail potential is happening basically now with these isolated supercells all out on their own ahead of the storms. It looks like they're trying to form even down further south as well. So we could get places along the I-35 corridor in Texas and play a little later also. So yeah, there's a dry line. It's facing the wrong way, but you get the idea.
I know, it drives me nuts every time.
Yeah, so the dry line, Justin highlighted, that's what's been triggering the storms today here in North Texas. So there was just enough instability. The sun came out here to the west of Dallas, a few counties, made some storms fire up. Now they're moving through Tarrant County right now. Again, it looks like there's been a fair amount of weakening. Let's zoom in. I think the radar did update here at 412 what we have currently, and it looks like, yeah, it's picking up on the updated meso here, Justin, like you had pointed out a few minutes ago. Let's see what we got going on. Say a quarter report 408, half, oh, no, that's an old one.
Yeah, it's definitely picking up rotation.
Yeah, it's got, zoom right in here actually. A little hook they got.
Yeah, there's definitely like a little appendage there on
yeah.
the radar
So
scope.
that to me says that you're getting the stronger circulation, the better rotation happening deep in here, right? In the white settlement area. This says to me the storm trying to get its act back together again. Looking at this, yeah, I'm just looking at this on radar scope as well. And this is where you got that inflow, very obvious inflow. I think if we switch over to velocity, right, and maybe remove this stupid thing for a second. Yeah, let's just remove this because it's kind of blocking where that rotation is. So this is indicating a mesoscale rotation. So what do we mean by that? That we mean it's more of a storm rotation versus just like a very tiny like tornado-related rotation. But this, you see, there's the wind blowing up into the storm, and then here is the outflow of the storm, we call it rear flank downdraft, coming around the backside of the storm. It's looking much healthier now. And if I, while talking to you guys, try to bring up the echo tops, which is not helpful when we're this close to the radar. So looks like green time, yeah. So some strong gusty winds very likely happening here in the white settlement area. How much of that's mixing the ground is debatable, but there's definitely more of an inflow. This storm very possibly, again, I wouldn't be surprised if this suddenly blows up on us here, as it's looking a little healthier than it did even a few minutes ago. So yeah, those sky diamonds, we'll see if we get more of that lift, more of that updraft. We may just have a little bit of patience with this storm. So again, yeah, looking a lot more of a healthy supercell before. If we roll the radar back like 10 minutes, like when we first got on here, look how messy this was. This was not a healthy storm. So I think, like we mentioned, this storm is cycling. So this was right at the 4 o'clock hour. Oh crap! Okay, tornado warning, guys.
Yeah, check out the radar scope.
Yeah, let's. Can you let's get to right now.
Okay.
So we just got a tornado warning. Okay. All right. Hang on. All right. Zoom in right here, Justin. Right here. And let's do correlation coefficient. Okay. Velocity. Okay. Yeah, this might be a tornado, guys. All right. Go back to correlation coefficient. You can see debris right here. Debris ball right there. So this is just to the west of downtown Fort Worth. We got very likely tornado here. What does the warning say? Is the warning confirmed? Do they see it?
Let's find out.
That is not. That looks like a tornado.
Yeah. I mean that definitely looks like a tornado right there.
So there's tornado warning in effect.
It's radar indicated right now, but
Yeah.
but just looking at this latest CC value.
That's not good. That looks like a debris ball signature right there.
This thing's too freaking.
Right in here, right where my hand's at. That looks like debris. If you keep the circle on there, go to velocities. Yeah, where the green and the red meet up right in there. That's going to be your tornado. So I'm not saying 100% there's a tornado on the ground, but I'm saying about 90% there's a tornado on the ground. So let's go back to since we got a debris signature, let's go back to CCs. Let's zoom in real close. Yeah, let's zoom in real close here. We can start naming out streets. We know it's moving east. It's moving right towards I-35. All right. So it's going to be right by Brookside Drive, Monticello Drive, heading east about 40 miles an hour. So if we just kind of push everything away from me here so it can kind of see where it's going downstream. All right, so we're going to be at 287 probably very soon here. So 287 between 5th Street and Oakwood Cemetery. This is moving east to west to east. All right, so where you're seeing that green in there, that's very likely not hail. It's very likely debris from a tornado. This thing wrapped up very fast. We're just talking about the storm strengthening, and it looks like it very quickly it hits something. It hits something for it to spin up as quickly as it just did here. So This will be heading towards I-30. This will cross I-35 and be on just the north side of downtown Fort Worth. Is 417 right now. This will be on the north side of downtown Fort Worth, probably by the next radar image. So that's going to be by 420, 425. We'll be crossing I-35 west, north of downtown Fort Worth here. Again, very likely tornado situation going on here. I don't know if we have any confirmation of it outside what we're seeing on radar, but the radar imagery is really, that is a combination that is not ideal.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the chat, see if if anyone's confirmed it.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that this this next update we just kind of this goes away, because this could not be good. Very obviously very densely populated area, Fort Worth, very close to downtown Fort Worth. We're at the end of the day here. This is I don't know if this is spring break week in the metroplex or not, but regardless, a lot of folks probably leaving work right now. So again, we're at 418. This is the most up-to-date radar image. Let's zoom it out. Let's actually zoom it out a bit here, Justin, and we'll get an update here in a little bit. Maybe we go back to just normal reflectivity. Okay, we did just get an update. Okay, this doesn't look. Go back to correlation coefficient, maybe the update. Okay, it looks like it's gone. So let's roll it back and forward just to kind of show. This may have just been a very quick touchdown. Right, boom, forward again, there. So this may have been just a down and up, hopefully. Hopefully this wasn't, oof. Oh, Nelly, that's not good. Let's check in on the velocities. Let's see, I'm sure it still has quite a bit of rotation here. This is very much worthy of a tornado warning. If there is anything on the ground right now, it is very possible that we'll get something to drop down very soon. Again, we are right north. This is just northwest of downtown Fort Worth, heading generally east, looks like east-northeast. So it'll be going just north, across 287, I-35, head towards Hailstorm City. Small twister confirmed, says YouTube comment. So doesn't shock me. If there was something, you would have seen it. It's daytime. It was out on its own a little bit. It wouldn't be rain wrapped. So, and it really wrapped up very fast. So for that, honestly, gives me the impression that we may start seeing larger hail here in a little bit as well. So let's just go back to that reflectivity. Okay, so doesn't look as terrifying as it did a little bit ago. Notice there isn't too much here for what we're seeing for hail at the moment. Maybe if we turn the meso option back on, and we can see if we have. Oh, it's just from earlier. This thing takes forever to update, man. So, we'll see. The fact that this thing got tornado warned, tried to spin something up, it's very possible that the hail size may increase a bit here as well over the North Richland Hills area, and eventually towards Euless and then towards Irving. Is this the storm I retire in? Let's go Sky Diamonds. Yeah, we'll see. We're watching. Obviously, we're watching to see if the hail is getting larger on here. The hail size on radar scope is showing it being weaker. So I don't know.
Yeah, the velocities really came down on the last scan.
Velocities came down too, so it might be trying to weaken. Which again, if it's the difference between dropping a big tornado in a very populated area or not, then I'd much rather it weaken and not have a tornado on here. But that tornado warning is in effect. Even if the velocities are weakening, is still possible, right? So we want to make sure that we keep this, keep it at a really high alert. Other areas within the metroplex, I think this is the only game in town still. Yes, yeah, and this seems to be out ahead of everything else. This looks pretty messy back here. It's possible something could bubble up out of this, but I think this is your most impactful storm, and that's why we had a tornado watch out for today. There was a chance for tornadoes, and with that, we do have that tornado warning here. And this is, in terms of, if we're looking at the Dallas Metroplex, this is the only warned storm. The rest of this, these are showers and storms trying to get through the cap, they seem to be struggling a fair bit. This is the only storm in town, and we'll see, again, as it keeps moving to the east towards Dallas County, if it does anything particularly intense. So it looks like it's very possible there may have been something tornadic.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything confirmed visually.
A LSR just came in on radar scope of a confirmed tornado.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, it's very hard to argue when it shows up on radar as clearly as it does, showing the velocities, the red and the greens mixing together like that, and the debris ball showing up on correlation coefficient just in the right spot. It's hard to argue that that wasn't a brief tornado. Thankfully, brief may be the big saving grace on this one. The storm, I mean, honestly, for hail, this storm is not looking very healthy. I'm curious if it's starting to die as it keeps moving off to the east here, getting past downtown Fort Worth. Man, if this thing was as mean as it was, even in Willow Park, like we'd be lighting up with these hail LSRs here. So I'm gonna take a sip of water if you want to talk for a second, Justin.
Yeah, looks like they just updated the tornado warning. They cut off some of it, so we'll see if they mention the confirmed tornado or not. Yeah, I mean it has hail size under 1 inch right now. Yeah, weather spotters confirmed tornado. So they did update the warning to include the tornado confirmation, but you know, like John was saying, definitely has lost a lot of its energy and rotation, and you know, we don't see that on correlation coefficient anymore. So that tornado was probably pretty brief, which is good for the Fort Worth area.
Yeah, exactly. So let's zoom in. Looks like if there were to be a tornado to come back, it'd be down right in here, just on the northern reaches of downtown. Yeah, if we keep my finger here, let's go to velocity.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's trying to get some speed.
Bring velocity back up.
Like right in
a little messy here, just because of the proximity to the radar, but
yeah, like right in there.
Yeah, right in there. And then let's check out. Make sure nothing's showing up, nothing fishy showing up on correlation coefficient. Okay, nothing there yet. Keep a close eye though. I don't think we can't say all clear, obviously, right? So the hail size again has come down considerably. I think the hail potential for this has really decreased. I know for honestly a lot of folks that watch us here on Hail Trace, that's probably the worst news they could hear. But that tornado potential is still very strong. We've already had a confirmation of a tornado so far. So it's very possible that this could happen again. The way the storm structure appears to be, it really seems to have a lot of spin with it here. So it could spin something up again here in a little bit. And these storms are in some pretty, the shear is a favorable shear environment, so that's rotation in the sky as you're increasing with height. Let's go back to just reflectivity.
Oops,
okay.
Kind of messy.
So yeah, so Justin mentioned that warning updated. It is minimizing that hail risk. Notice there the reflectivity isn't showing any of that pink color or the darker reds. That's greater than 55 dBz, which you want to see for there to be some big hail. So it looks like the hail swath is going to barely make it to 820. But it doesn't change the fact that if we go further off to the west, we had some much larger hail, that tennis ball and possibly larger size hail in Mineral Wells and Weatherford, Texas. And were you able to bring up, click on the computer so we could bring up pictures and stuff in a little bit?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll work on that.
Yeah, while Justin works on that, we'll just kind of see what the radar does. You guys have jumped in. We originally came on for what looked to be a pretty significant hail event moving into Dallas-Fort Worth, and then it quickly transitioned to actually a tornado event as we had a tornado off to the west of downtown Fort Worth. Thankfully, it looked very brief. It is still tornado warned. It's still very capable of creating a tornado. So it is keep moving east, pretty much just north of I-30. And moving east-northeast here, probably paralleling 377, heading towards the north of Richland Hills area. Generally, it's like east-northeast, east, kind of doing one of these things. Okay, did you get it over on the other monitor?
Yep.
Okay, do you remember how to switch the screen?
Okay.
Okay, I'll do honest.
I mean, I'll try. I mean,
Okay.
It's camera 3.
Yeah, so you click on camera 3, and then hit cut, and just turn me back on. There we go.
Cool.
So if you bring up pictures, let's check out some pictures that Andrea had sent in here of storms in Weatherford. Ooh, gorilla hail. That's always a fun thing from here on Twitter. Let's bring this up. Hopefully
I've not looked at any of these, so we don't
Yeah.
know if.
Yeah, we'll bring these up and check them out in real time. Let's see what this one shows. I don't know. Dang, okay. So this big hail, so that's a quarter? Yeah, that's a quarter. So that's some big hail in Weatherford. That's definitely much closer to that tennis ball to baseball size hail. This was in the Weatherford area. This was before we ended up going live. So this was, we were preparing for the live forecast here, or live coverage video here. So this was, oh man, that's pretty big hail. All right, let's check out the next one here. So again, that was in Weatherford. We'll just go down the list. Check out this other one. So taken on 7:30 between Azle and Weatherford. Picture of hail just west of Weatherford. So, golly, look at the structure on this thing. That's crazy. That is a well-structured storm. And then, again, around that 2-inch hail there on 370. And look at that. Oh, look at that. We're, if you're on Twitter, submit to Hail Trace. You guys got pictures? I mean, we will happily share them. And it helps us quite a bit. Big hail north of Weatherford, just shy of tennis ball. Yeah, there you go. Always nice having a ruler there. So this is again, it looks like the Weatherford area. This is like good hail too. This is definitely that hard, probably making some big indentations on your car, breaking your windshield, going through your back window type hail. Okay. 1.92 inch hail. They got the, what are these things called? Caliper or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. On here, micrometer. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
The measure tool.
The fancy one.
The fancy measure tool on here to get that exact. You can't BS this thing. So 1.92 inch size hail. Again, I mean, that's between golf ball and 2-inch hail. And then what is this one from? Hail in Millsap. A bit west and north of Weatherford, bigger than golf ball size hail here. So you're getting that general vibe, that area north of, a little bit north of Weatherford. Looks like it got lit up quite a bit with hail here. And the first real storm within the metroplex region of the year kind of get us started here in mid-March. Pretty normal. 2016, famously, this hail season started at 4 in the morning on St. Patrick's Day with a major hailstorm. I believe, was it 2017 it started around the same time too? It was like these last 2 weeks of March seems to be the sweet spot for when storms really like to kind of get going here across North Texas. So it doesn't surprise me that we're starting to see some stuff here.
I think that was the end of them. Wait, no, it's not.
No,
oh,
you're,
yep.
is that the
I'm
hail?
trying
Yeah,
to read
you're
on
at
a
that
small
one. You're at
screen.
that one.
This one?
Yeah, you're at that one.
Yeah.
Dang. Large hail near Peaster in Parker County. That is a big hailstone. That's the size of their hand, man. Jeez. That's definitely, again, tennis ball size hail. Starting to get the vibe. I'm feeling we might have some purple swath on this one. Let's see what this one is. We have 2 miles east of Hennepin, quarter for reference. So this looks like more pocket change variety hail. So there's that quarter. So this was definitely a quarter to maybe ping pong ball size hail. That's definitely a quarter. So yeah, that's probably about ping pong ball size hail. And then smaller hail mixed in there. The very hard looking hail though. The cloudy white, rounded hail. These things are gonna be making dents on your car for sure. And then I think we're at that, Javier one. Okay, tornado sirens. Looking dark. can't tell what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I don't either. I was just moving around.
Maybe this one's a better video here. If there is something with this.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, again, we're looking at these for the
It
first.
sounds like a tail end, probably not very big hail, but.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have the audio either, so.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Yeah. You guys watching have the audio. I personally, we don't have speakers in here, so you don't get the.
Yeah, and just forewarn you on any videos that we normally show up, we don't normally know if there's cussing in them or not. So.
Earlier, Mineral Wells. Okay, so this is what from Mineral Wells a little bit ago. Dang, man. Yeah, a solid 2-incher. I mean, it's got the little stick out bit here to make it bigger, but definitely a 2-inch hail. That stone, I mean, this one's probably close to a tennis ball right next to the quarter there. So yeah, pretty intense start. Let's go back to radar. We've been kind of messing around with this for a little bit. We'll see if Justin can do this. I'm gonna disappear in a second. Oh. Nope.
Oh wait, are you 4?
No, I'm 2. It needs to be that.
Literally what I did. Weird.
Yeah, the red one. Yeah, you're close. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll get it one day.
Yeah. All right. So now that we're back to what's happening currently, it looks like they have just really focused down the tornado warning. Let's see if it's been updated at all. So it's 4:33 now.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it looks like it's about the same. So let's check out velocities. Let's see where that rotation is in here. Okay, this is looking a lot messier, so it's much harder to tell. If I can't pinpoint where that potential for a tornado is on here, that's a good sign. That means that the storm is clearly weakening quite a bit. Let's check out correlation coefficient, see if there's any hail or, if the radar is being messy and it turns out that there actually is something. Nope. The correlation coefficient.
Oh, correlation. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't really look like too much. I mean, this is just noise down here. So, and up here as well, this is what you want to see for big hail. Unfortunately, this is not where the storm really is located. If you were to put it back onto reflectivity, there's no storm there at all. So that's why the correlation coefficient is low. So the storm looks like it is weakened a fair amount here, guys. So is that a new severe thunderstorm warning?
Yeah, it looks like they warned that stuff to the west.
Yeah, what did they warn it for?
I would imagine wind, but let's find out.
Wind and 1-inch hail. What details are on there that I can't see on the screen?
Severe thunderstorm is located near Azle, moving east at 30, 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Yeah.
Okay, bring up the mesos. Maybe we can see if it's showing like hail. Could this be something trying to strengthen or whatever? Okay, I don't know if clicking on this will actually bring up the hail size potential. Nope, that's the warning.
Dang it. It's so hard when it's spinning. Come here, dude.
Okay, so it's got small hail size on there. Probably you have hail, 100%, severe hail. Not too great on this mesocyclone. So
Looks like they just updated the tornado warning too.
all right, so that tornado warning, I'm assuming it's not confirmed anymore. We don't have a tornado happening anymore with this. I think they're just keeping a tornado warning because it is in such a populated area. And you don't want to be surprised by something coming up. The other tornado happened very quickly. So, and I'm assuming there's nothing too crazy on that one either. So
You're frozen. Oh, nothing. You're frozen on the restream.
on OBS,
Yeah.
I hope that's not what's being streamed out to people.
Yeah. We need to get a confirmation of this.
Yeah, I'll let me just check on. I can just check on.
Nope. Yeah, you're good.
I'm
you're
good on
still
Hail
live.
Trace?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have no idea why you're frozen on restream.
Well, just leave that computer doing its thing then, and we'll ride or die with what we got here. So,
oh crap.
oh yeah, let's
There we
turn
go.
your audio off. We don't need the infinity stuff happening.
All
So
right.
So we do have this warning for this storm. This looks like a mess. So maybe let's roll the radar back. Maybe there was like a moment where it looked like it had some quarters or something. Nah, it doesn't look like it.
I mean,
I don't know. Like, yeah, this storm is dying. Honestly, I think this storm is probably starting to absorb. It's taking away the inflow of the other one. So I don't. This could be a wind. This could end up being quite the wind maker here. You know, you're seeing that elevated, the brighter greens showing up. That's going to be indicating stronger winds, stronger particles moving towards the radar here. So could be some strong winds. Could be winds up to 60. But I mean, if you put correlation coefficient up on this, I'm doubting we're going to see too much. Yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot. There's some hail in here. Real scattered, probably pretty small. Looks like battling updrafts and mesos, so we'll see. I'm not totally convinced this will be anything of particular interest. It is severe warned, keeping an eye on it, but this tornado warning, I think this is fizzling out. I think this storm is going to likely peter out by the time it crosses over towards the Grand Prairie area and gets towards Dallas County. This is not looking healthy at all. So again, I think this storm is beginning to die. Will the storm pick up and hail pick up when the cold front hits DFW around 6 or 7? So there will be more storms when the cold front, you can see it now. There it is. Yeah, there you go. We can, oh wait, hang on. Justin, go back down a little bit more. So we're still on DFW's radar. There we go. You can see it right here. There's your line. There's your cold front. This is all moving to the south and to the east. Yeah, the cold front line. There we go. Perfect. This is all moving to the south and to the east. So while these storms are all off on their own, doing their own thing, they're going to do their own thing. Then we're going to get another line of storms moving through here. That 6, 7 p.m. time frame. This will likely not have really big hail with it. This will likely be windy, heavy rain, and it's going to get cold right behind it, which is always fun. So this will continue to move through, and this will very, very likely not have big hail with it. This will be a wind threat. You see all the hail icons. These are actually from supercells that were happening a little earlier. If there is hail, I'm going to sell for some local company. DM me if interested in buying some jobs. All right. Got it. You know, appreciate the hustle. So, looking at here, yeah, I know folks in Grand Prairie, doesn't look like there's too much hail with this storm. Again, they dropped the tornado warning, so let's zoom back in on the storm that did have that tornado earlier. The original reason why we went live. It is currently not warned for anything. No severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warning, nothing. So this storm has really petered out to some heavy rain, possibly some little hail, like the pea-sized hail. I don't see too much with this to really be any cause of concern. Off to the west here, we do have another, is that a hail spike? Right here? Right here, Justin?
Oh yeah, you can't see what I'm pointing out. I mean, it's scattered on correlation coefficient. That's weird.
Go to ZDR, differential reflectivity. You see it, you might be able to see it on there. Looks like a mess. Let's go back to reflectivity. We don't need to look at this anymore. Roll the radar back a little bit.
Be a weird place for a...
Yeah, no, that's not a spike. Okay, move forward. Yeah, it would be a weird, super weird place for it. So typically, what I'm talking about is, see this little guy right here sticking up? Typically, that'll show up when you have very large hail with a storm. Like, it's basically backscattering from the radar because of all of the large hailstones that the radar is impacting with and causes distortions, whatever. But this doesn't look like the type of situation that would have that. This seems like just an odd coincidence instead. So overall, again, this storm warned for quarters. Did you remove the mesos again?
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
1 second.
I'm assuming. I mean, the nah, it's like jumping all over the friggin' place, so whatever. Correlation coefficient, I'm gonna assume isn't too much. We were just looking at it. Yeah, there's not much here. And velocities, I mean, this looks like mostly a wind risk, guys. So, I mean, maybe we can sample some of the velocities in here, see if there's any strong winds that might be moving towards the surface. But overall, this is, yeah, that's not really crazy either. So, overall,
that spike shows up on velocity too. that's definitely.
That's right. Yeah, that's got to be some kind of weird, like, I don't know, some strange distortion, some kind of interference or something. I don't think. Again, this would be showing up if there's really big hail, but it's also possible to show up in something like right now where there might just be interference with the radar and it's causing a distortion instead of, oh, there's really big hail. So I think overall, I don't know, we may calm this down a bit here, guys. So overall, again, big picture summary. We had a really big hailstorm, Mineral Wells, Weatherford. You guys saw the pictures. We actually had a tornado impact portions of Fort Worth. That tornado warning since expired. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for a much weaker looking storm for quarter-size hail. Does not look like there's too much involved with that unless something drastically changes in the next few minutes. Off to the north, Oklahoma, that is all a squall line at this point, racing off to the south and east. This is your cold front. As the cold front moves through this evening, that'll be it for storms for North Texas. Areas further to the south, down towards Waco and Austin and San Antonio. There's some storms trying to form down here. We'll keep an eye on those, but nothing imminent with any of that. I think the severe thunderstorm watch, or the tornado watch, ends before it gets to Austin, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think it's the, it ends,
yeah, it ends before it gets to the Austin metro. So
Cap's a lot stronger down there.
yeah, so you're likely not going to see too much until the cold front rips through. So really looks like the only game in town for population at risk, it's this guy moving into Tarrant County. And we'll check on it one more time, but it's looking much more unhealthy than the original storm that we had move through with the big hail. And we had some $1.25 size hail in northwestern sections of Tarrant County. So it's a good start. Storm season is starting to wake up here. Does not look like we're getting the crazy storm that it was looking like here about an hour ago, but that's how things roll sometimes. I think just might not have been quite enough instability in place across Dallas to really get going here. I put it a moderate chance. I figured it'd be pretty likely we'd see some quarters here in the metroplex, and seemed to nail that one on the head. And the much larger hail is just off to the west.
Looks like we had some ping pongs in Davis, Oklahoma.
Hey, look at that. Ping pong ball size hail in Davis, Oklahoma. Yeah, that's some pretty big hail in sections of southern Oklahoma today. I think Duncan got some golf balls, a couple other areas in Oklahoma as well. So yeah, check all that stuff out. Again, all of this that you guys saw in here, you got hail trace, you're probably getting alerted. If you haven't, then what are you doing? Gotta jump right on there. So we got that map. You can see it as it's being updated live, so you can go purchase the map now. And everything else that happens today, you'll still get those updates as it moves through. But otherwise, I think we might be safe to end the stream. Hell, if I end the stream, it might make the storm strengthen again, for all we know. So keep it here. We'll alert you if we end up having to come back on. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I would jump to the end of the stream, but I'm scared that something might break. So I think I'll wrap it up. And if we're coming back a couple minutes, I'll come back in a couple minutes, whatever. So just keep an eye on your alerts. We'll be back.